this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm back again with that lovely folio. Working on the folios that I was offering, the kind of, you know, the skeleton, the bases for sale in my shop. And I have said this before, but I'm just going to kind of repeat myself. Obviously, I'm filming these videos ahead, so I don't know at this point whether those folios, you know, whether they've sold, whether there's any left. You know, but do feel free to kind of head across to my website and have a look. So anyway, this is the folio that we have been working with. So far we have just done, oops, this piece here, or these sections here, and obviously we've got the rest kind of to do. I might not do it all with you guys, but I just wanted to come along to kind of like demonstrate, you know, a little or a few ideas that you could do if you kind of purchased one of these. So far we just added this flap, this little pocket here, which is a top loading pocket. We've got a pocket here, and then we just added some bits and pieces here. So we added this little flap here, which also we included a pocket and a tuck spot. We've made a pocket here with this, well, it was kind of a belly band, and then a pocket in here as well. So we've kind of decorated it up quite a bit already, just on that sort of, you know, initial flap. So then going kind of to the middle section. So again, just kind of maneuvering things around my desk. I should really finish my cup of tea, and then that'll be one less thing on the desk. Now, I was using quite a bit of my ephemera pieces. Oops. That would be my iPad that just fell on the floor. So I was using quite a bit of my ephemera pieces that I had printed on this, but you know, I always call it buff coloured. It's really craft coloured card. So yeah, we might kind of just continue with some of those kinds of things. So these are my French collection papers, and I printed, you know, a few of them onto this card. I mean, doesn't it just look awesome? I absolutely love how it's turned out. I mean, some papers print better than others, obviously, when you're using things like the craft colour paper. But this actually just really looks great, doesn't it? So, yeah, I love how these have all turned out, you know. I yeah, really like them all. I haven't really got a favourite. I think they've all turned out really lovely. So, yeah, moving along to the middle section. Now, let's have a look. So we've got a section here, we've got a flap here, and obviously an envelope here. So what we could do, we could turn one of these envelopes into what I always describe as those crafty cat kind of pockets. So I'm thinking maybe, yeah, maybe use this. So obviously I had not set my printer to borderless, so I'm just going to trim off that border. Now, this craft card, I got this from the range, I can't remember now whether it's 250 or 200 GSM. I'm really sorry, I just can't remember, I'm afraid. But yeah, it's kind of thicker than, you know, thicker than ordinary paper, definitely. So that's where I quite like to use, you know, the craft, or the, you know, the thicker paper when I'm doing these crafty cat envelopes. So let's just do this. And for those people who don't know what the Crafty Cat envelope is, obviously it was on Crafty Cat's channel quite a long time ago now. But we have done a mass making. Oh gosh. Yes, this does not want to tear, so I need to best bear that in mind going forward. I have done a mass making them, and I think I did, I don't know, just another video kind of making them. We've probably done a few, if the truth be known, to be honest, of making them, because these things all merge into one after another. After a while. One after another. Yeah, maybe they do merge into one after another. Right, so what you do is you basically take down your piece and then you just pop it over the entire envelope. So, yeah, I'm going to just do it like that. Okay, just drop that down there. Okie dokie. So, yep. And you're going to pop that onto that entire envelope. And when I say the entire envelope, what I'm talking about is basically you're going to put it on, see here where the envelope flap is, you're going to go across here. Now you're not going to glue this section, so you'll probably get more of an idea once I actually start gluing. So let's take my glue. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a line of glue down here, so quite near to the edge. Now it probably, you know, isn't really showing up brilliantly. Oops, brilliantly on camera. Need to kind of mind what I'm doing here, otherwise it could end up covering everything else. Right, so then what you want to do is go round the edge like this and around this section. So I'm hoping that this is showing up. It's not great because obviously it's a white envelope with white glue. Well, it's an ivory envelope with white glue, but if you can see, I've gone along that edge and then I've avoided, you know, the inside of the envelope, i.e. the opening, and I've gone around the rest. So I hope that's making sense. And then you're going to just take your piece that you're going to be popping on and you're just going to pop that down like that, okay? So basically what you've done is you've now closed your envelope up, okay? So you haven't now got any access to your envelope, you know, as an envelope, if you see what I mean. So I'm just going to spread that glue out. Now I must be careful that I don't get it on my underneath papers. So yeah, just going carefully there. Okay, so press it down really nicely like that. And then I'm just going to press it down from this side as well. I don't think I inked this middle section because I think I said I'm going to ink as I go. So that's like that, okay? And then what you do, and obviously in an ideal world, I'd probably wait for this to dry for a few minutes. But you then take your envelope and you're going to slice it open here. So all I'm going to do is take my scissors and just snip across. Oh gosh, sorry. Just mind my head out the way a bit. Right, so you're going to take your scissors and snip straight across the edge of the envelope, okay? I'm not sure I even cut into the envelope. Oh, I did, thank goodness. And so then what you've got is that big pocket. So where you closed your envelope up, it's now open. Obviously I need to be careful, my glue's not dry, so just kind of, you know, pressing that down. Okay, so you've completely changed the pocket that you've now got, you know, available to you. Just going to have a sip of my tea. Okay, right. So then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put something on here to form a pocket. So I'm just having a look through, and if you watched, you know, the previous video, I've been using kind of some of my Victorian ephemera pieces, you know, which are just looking really lovely with this, I have to say. They're, yeah, they're going really nicely with this. For anyone who didn't see, so these photos, I did, you know, I can't remember whether it was 10 or 11 anyway. All different papers and things. Now, this one was like the brightest one going. I kept it to myself as the one that I was going to use as the demonstrator because I just thought, oh, it maybe would be horrifying, you know, to receive because it's so bright. But I mean, I really love bright colours, so, you know, I'm finding it really fun. I have to say, even by my standards, it's very, very, very bright. You know, so what I'm trying to do now is kind of like embrace the colour, i.e. like here, we've kind of added some colour, but also tone it down. I know that sounds a contradiction in terms, but, you know, I'm trying to embrace the colour, but with the, like, bits that I'm sticking on as the pockets and things like that, I'm trying to use more, not necessarily muted tones, but, you know, kind of like not too bright, you know, rather than kind of like drown it now with further colour. I'm trying to kind of like keep my pieces that I'm using to a sort of slightly more toned down kind of effect, really. So there we go. Oh, I'm loving how that looks. Now, this is just an offcut that we used yesterday, or that we snipped off from something yesterday. just going to trim it down here, and then I might just have this kind of like flapping on here. So if I have this as a pocket, just have that flapping onto there. I'm just going to try and finish my tea and get it off the desk. Okay, right, lucky I can guzzle tea like super quickly. Yeah, I think I've probably got faster as time's gone by, you know, when I've been doing videos and things, because you can't be hanging around. Now, just got these labels here, and these are just from my buildings, you know, papers and labels. I think there's the green set and there's this set. Now, they were just kind of like poking out, so I thought, well, actually, I'm just going to try one. I'm not necessarily saying that this would go, but I'm just going to try it. I know, I just said, oh, I'm going to try and tone down the colour. What? Tone down the colour? I'm now adding more colour. Honestly, what's wrong with me? But, you know, when it's so colourful anyway, what harm can it possibly do? I mean, I quite like that. What do we think? You see, again, as soon as I then take it off, I'm like, oh no, it was better with it. So, yeah, maybe do something like that on there. Now, obviously, me being me, I want to incorporate lace. So I'm just wondering, you know, would we put lace on here? Maybe this. I mean, I have used, yeah, I think I have used some of this somewhere. Or would we have it down the edge? Just check in, you know, because it may be that it's not the right lace to use at all. Might be nicer to have the blue. I mean, we've used this blue somewhere else. I'm just going to snip that sort of scalloped part off. Okay. So, yeah, we might have that. Oh, my goodness, might have it up there. That looks pretty. And then this, we could probably... Oh, yeah, how cute does that look? Now, I'm just wondering whether I've got any more of those kind of red rose trims, because they would just look really good on here, you know, to tie it in with kind of these rose trims. Let me see. No, I can't see any. Oh, that's just typical, isn't it? Yep. Oh, that's really annoying. Did we use wax seal on here already? I feel like we maybe did. Right, probably not that. Do we like this? Just having a look. I mean, I definitely love that blue lace up there. So, yeah, let's put the blue lace on, because loving that. And you know what? I haven't still inked this up, so I must ink it up in a second before I get too carried away. Only because, obviously, it's easier to ink it before you add your lace. You know, it's fine. It's not, you know, not a big deal. But, yeah, if you kind of add your lace, then, of course, you're going to then potentially ink your lace up. Not that it will matter on that, because it's quite a dark lace anyway, but I guess it's just something to kind of bear in mind. So I'm just going to kind of go round and just ink this middle section. I mean, you're probably thinking, well, why didn't she just ink the whole thing, you know, the other day? I just didn't, because obviously I, you know, didn't want to kind of zap up the time on video just inking the whole thing. And to be honest, it doesn't take 2 seconds to, you know, just ink it up kind of retrospectively. It's all fine. So just going to ink this. I mean, again, this, you know, I'm not really sure it really needs inking as such. Just before I glue that down, I've just suddenly thought, oh, no. Right, so again, just going to glue this down. So, yep. Oh. Popping that one down like that. So, oh, I've got tons of tissues and dry wipes all over the desk. I've been doing loads of different videos at the moment, so I've got loads of different bits and bobs going on all over the desk. It's becoming a right bomb site, I must say. So, yeah, got multiple projects, multiple lace, multiple bits of paper, and now I've got multiple tissues and wipes. But hey, you can never have enough tissues and wipes, can you? Because, you know, yeah, we obviously do need them, don't we? So, right, just checking before I put this down that I'm definitely putting the right things down. If you see what I mean? Because I have got some other bits as well. So, obviously, I mean, I pulled in, you know, this piece just because it was laying around, but I'm just going to see whether I might prefer this one. So, again, this is from that same Victorian ephemera set, either 4 or 5, and I'm so sorry that I just can't remember which one it is. Okay. I mean, I did say I was going to try and tone it down, didn't I? So I don't know why I'm trying that pink, but I mean, there is something quite yummy about that pink, isn't there? Oh, I'm not sure now. It's a bit of a tough decision. Oh, I wish that you guys were here so that I could hear you. I mean, you know, because you might be sat looking at this feeling mortified, thinking, what is she thinking? That looks hideous. But you may be thinking, oh yeah, it looks really good. I mean, they're two quite different looks, aren't they? I mean, and I know I've said this before, but this is a bit like that scene in Devil Wears Prada, which I'm sure you've probably all seen that film. You know, where they're kind of debating on the belt and then they say, oh, I mean, they're both so different. And then they ask Anne Hathaway and she's like, oh my goodness, you know, she's laughing, saying they just look exactly the same to me. This is where, like, anyone who's not a junk journaler would look at this and go, oh, what are you talking about? But for us, you know, us junk journalers, this is like a major decision, isn't it? Because we don't want to get it wrong and kind of put the wrong thing on and then regret it. But yeah, to anyone who didn't do junk journaling, they'd just be like, oh, for goodness sake, you know, just put it on. It's really not that big a deal. But to us, you know, it's like, well, actually, it changes the whole look of the page. You know, if you go for the pink, it just looked completely different to going for this one. I've decided to go for this. I might use the pink somewhere else, you know, coming up somewhere else. But yeah, I think for the time being, I'm just going to use the this mustard kind of colour one. Now I'm just going to glue this down here. This is not going to obviously be a sort of, you know, writable piece. It could be, because you could add a fold and then it would fold back and forth. I'm not going to do that because I feel like then it might be just flapping around. But yeah, definitely, you know, you could do that. Okay, right, so let's just take this ticket and we'll just ink this and pop it into that pocket. So, and when I say that pocket, I mean this, you know, card that we just popped on. So we've got then, you know, teeny pocket there. Oops. Just a teeny pocket there. Oh my goodness, how lovely does that look? Absolutely love it. Right, so did we want to add lace? I haven't decided. Obviously I tried that pink, didn't I? Yeah, so we tried that. Let me try a different one. I know I'm getting like tons and tons of different lace going on here now. And again, you know, you might be thinking, oh my goodness, what's she thinking? She's adding all sorts of different lace on there. I quite like that look. I think it's kind of quite, you know, quite nice. Not always. I mean, you know, of course not always. But when you've got a journal that's quite, you know, quite eclectic, which this is, it's got a lot of different colours in it. I feel like you can kind of get away with adding a multitude of different laces and things. So, you know, and that's, you know, that's just my kind of opinion. And you may, you know, like I say, be horrified and think, what is she going on about? But yeah, I feel like, you know, if you've got lots of different colours anyway, you can be a bit more kind of like experimental with your lace and your trims and things like that. Okay, so yeah, gone for that pale pink place. So we've left that like that. Okay, that looks gorgeous to me. That looks really pretty. We didn't ink the front of this pocket, so yeah, we'd best kind of go in and do that now. Oh, where did I put my blendy tool? There we go. I thought, well, that's weird. I now can't see it anywhere. Right, let's just ink this up. Again, just trying to kind of avoid the lace, because otherwise my pretty pink lace will turn brown. So yeah, just kind of like going in, but trying to avoid the lace as best I can. Okay, right. So yeah, I'm not sure what I think would be a good complement to everything else here. So I don't know why I keep on pulling this pink bit in, but something's kind of like pulling me and calling me. Right, so we've got that. I'm not sure that blue is the thing. Yeah, I'm not sure that the blue is quite right. Let me just see what else I've got. Okay. I mean, I do feel like I'd quite like sort of a biggish piece here. Let's just try this one. Okay. Oh, it's such a horrible day today. I don't know whether you can really hear outside, but, you know, I mean, not only is it freezing, and again, I'll just put this out there, I'm filming ahead. I don't know when these will go up, but yeah. I mean, hopefully not too long away, but just in case it is, we're in spring at the moment. Well, allegedly we're in spring. It doesn't feel much like spring, it's got to be said. Feels pretty horrible. But yeah, we are in spring at the moment, but oh my goodness, it's like really chilly today. I've got a jumper, a long sleeve dress and a cardigan on. I mean, I do feel the cold, it's got to be said, but yeah, that's a lot of clothes, isn't it? And then, yeah, I'm still sat here freezing. And then I don't know whether you can hear that traffic outside, but it's literally chucking it down. So it's like all that wet road noise, you know. It's, oh, just, yeah, looks like it's set to continue all day. Just horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible out there. Right, so we've got that one there. Now, I mean, I quite like how that looks. Maybe I would have that ticket that side. I've got this ivory lace, which we did use this over here yesterday. So we could have something like that on there. Oh, I wish I had some more of that rose trim. I'm still waiting, because I know that lots of you are wanting it, you know, in my shop. It's not arrived yet. So, you know, I'm waiting, and yeah, apologies for those people who are, you know, waiting for some. Right, let's have a look. I mean, that's quite nice, and I'm quite loving that red lace on there, it's got to be said. It looks really pretty, doesn't it? So, I mean, my goodness, I've added a lot of different laces now. Honestly, and I've just been saying, oh, I'm going to keep it toned down, you know. I mean, I'm wondering whether I need a bigger piece here, or whether I need something else on here as well. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm feeling something, this kind of colour over here would be quite good. No, I'm sure I haven't probably got anything. Ah, well, I have got my pieces that I printed onto the craft paper. Right, let's just take this one. Yeah, so I hope that everyone's having a good day. I mean, I hope it's nice weather where you are, and not this awful, drizzling, freezing rubbish that we've got here. Oh, I mean, so much for spring. Okay. So just wondering if we could have this on here. I mean, I do quite like that whole layering up kind of thing. It, you know, it just adds so much, I think. So, you know, having one piece kind of like on top of the other, it just does transform it, and, you know, gives it kind of extra interest, really. So Okay, let's just do that. I mean, that's quite nice. What do you think? I mean, I'm thinking a butterfly or something would be quite nice on there, but unfortunately I need to print off some more butterflies, so I don't have any of those at the moment either. So I've seemed to have come across or come along very badly organised, so I do apologise for that. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? So again, just that kind of layering technique, it just adds such a lot of interest, doesn't it? And, you know, really kind of transforms the whole look, I think. Now, I'm also thinking, some of my little buckle type things. And now I'm like, oh, where are they? Oh, everything that I'm thinking I will use, I haven't got. Not necessarily haven't got any more, but haven't got any with me. Yeah, because I was thinking maybe a little buckley type piece would look really good. And yeah, I mean, I've got those little pearl ones, so I'm thinking one on here that will just lift that and look really pretty. So I'm just going to take this ribbon down. I love this polka dot ribbon. Gorgeous, isn't it? I'm just going to check, actually, just before I commit to that red lace, I'm just going to check that I wouldn't prefer this pink. So, I know, I just said, oh, I really like the red there, but I'm just going to check that I wouldn't prefer the pink. No, I think the red did look nice, and, you know, it was a good sort of contrast, wasn't it? So, and again, I should be using my Fabri-Tac, but I've just grabbed the first thing that was handy, which was my you know, Anita's tacky glue. So okay, so yeah, just popping that lace on there. These bits here I'm just going to put like that, and again then I will make this a top loading pocket, which, you know, is going to be a skinny pocket like the one that we had on the other side, but you know, that's fine. I don't really mind that, to be honest. Let me just see whether I've got any of those little kind of buckley bits floating around, because sometimes, you know, things do drop and, you know, get stuck in places they shouldn't be. So yeah, just checking whether I've got any. Or sometimes, you know, they just they drop, and then I might just be lucky to find like one or two floating about from previous times. Not today. That would have been way too convenient, wouldn't it? Yeah. Way too convenient. Right, well, that's annoying. I'm now thinking actually maybe just a little vintage postage stamp. Because, you know, I wanted to kind of have something pale over there. Probably haven't got one that's going to be the right colour. But, oh, I'm so sorry if you can hear lots of noise. My daughter's home from school. You know, it's school holidays. So, yeah. We've got something wrong with our toilet. So if you can hear that noise, it's her flushing the chain, and the bathroom is next door to the room that I'm in. So it's just making this awful noise. I need to kind of get it fixed. And like all these things, jobs are mounting up, and yeah, just jobs are mounting up, and oh, I haven't got it done. Right, let's have a look. Just wondering whether I could have one of those pink postage stamps. I know, I mean, so much for toning it down. What was I thinking? Well, clearly I wasn't thinking tone it down, was I? So, yeah, tone it down, brighten it up. Just see about that green postage stamp. Right, let's just swap that one with that. Well, let's just see if we might want to have something like that. I mean, that's quite pretty. What do you think? I'm still not 100% about this piece that I've got on there. So I'm just kind of like playing around whilst I really decide, because, you know, I don't want to glue it down and then regret it and think, oh, I've put the wrong piece down. Which, you know, sometimes you do have that, don't you? And there's nothing more annoying, because then, I don't know about you guys, but every time I look at it, that will be all that I can see, is just, oh my goodness, why did I put that there? You know, I won't be able to see anything else going on the entire page. It will just be that. Got the rest of this that we'd cut into half previously. So I'm thinking this might be better. Just because I feel like maybe we need something a bit bigger on there. Let's just try this one. Right. See, that postage stamp now is like hidden behind there. So probably, yeah, probably not really kind of necessary now. Or we could even layer it up with the three pieces. We're going to have this, and then yes, I am going to get one of those buckles, but I probably have to do that after the video. So I do really like that. Definitely I wish I had some of these red roses. I might have to stop the video and have a rummage in my little bag that I take to my mum's, just in case there's one or two floating around in there, because sometimes there are. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm so sorry about that. So that's the little buckles. I found one little rosy trim. So yay, it was worth stopping to have a little look in the bag. But what I also found whilst I was looking was I found this, it's not really washi tape. It's a kind of fabric tape with a backing. So it's like a double-sided, well, not double-sided, but yeah, like a sticker basically, on a roll. And I thought, well, actually, that might look quite cute on there as well. So just going to take some down and we'll just see. And if I don't use it here, I might use it, you know, might use it somewhere else, who knows, because it is quite pretty, isn't it? And I just thought, oh, it might look cute on here. Right, so let's commit to some of this stuff, shall we? So I haven't inked this piece up yet, so let's just quickly ink this up. Okay. Yeah, oh my goodness, it's still raining and just still horrible. I mean, not that I was gone for absolutely ages, so I mean, I guess to be honest, it was going to still be raining. It wasn't likely to have stopped, but you know, yeah, I feel really chilly. It's not nice. I mean, I can just only hope that we're going to have a good summer, because my goodness, it's not kind of looking hopeful so far. It's just looking rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we could do with a good summer, because I don't feel like last year was great. Kind of took a long time to start, and then it was like stop, start, stop, start. Right, this one I'm going to just, I think, have as a tuck spot. So just popping it down on one side. Might even move it over slightly, like that. And then we're going to have this as well. Okay, like that. Oh, loving how those bits look. Now, do we want the stickery washi tape stuff and this or not? So I'm just going to quickly thread this through the buckle. Yeah, I love using these little buckles with the ribbons. They look so pretty. And again, I am planning on putting some of these types of things in my shop. I'm not sure whether they will be in there yet, but hopefully kind of coming soon if they're not already. Again, some of it's just working out kind of like how to pack them, you know, and kind of, yeah, because obviously to make it worth kind of people buying and paying for the postage and things, you've got to kind of obviously, you know, factor that in and think, well, actually, you know, there's no point selling them like in a bag of 10, because then someone's going to have to pay postage on that. So it's better to put them, I think, with sort of a few other things. And then, yeah, I think I do like this. And then obviously it would be more worthwhile while you're paying for the postage anyway, if you see what I mean. So, oh my goodness. Right. Now, this is a sticker, like I say, but to be honest, you know, I never really trust stickers to, you know, stay stuck down long term. So I always do like to add a bit of glue on there as well. So I'm just putting this down with a little bit of glue. Okay. There we go. Doesn't matter that I've made that mess there because it's going to be covered up with this piece. So yeah, do we want to have this over the ribbon or under? Just see. And I guess we could have it over really. So right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to glue the ribbon down. Now I probably really should just use my Fabri-Tac, but because I'm not in a position where I can like reach under my desk at the moment to be able to get it, so I'm just going to use hot glue to attach the ribbon and hope that I don't make a horrible job of gluing it down where I end up with lumpy ribbon. So there we go. I think the trick is just get in quick. If you wait for a few minutes, then you may get that lumpy ribbon thing going on, because you know your hot glue will have formed like a ridge. But providing you get in quite quick, then I think, you know, it's kind of okay. So this one, again, just going to do like we did on the other side, where gluing it kind of like flapping like that. Okay. Okie dokie. So that looks really pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, loving how that's coming together. Now, obviously, whoops, fold that back. Here we've got this pocket. Now, again, we could add another flap here. We could add a flap in here. You know, just so that you've got even more things going on. You know, because obviously I'm really kind of trying to show how you can build up your folio to kind of make it even more kind of, well, interactive, I suppose, and more interesting. So let me just have a look. I'm loving, obviously, using these craft paper bits because they're just a bit more interesting to look at. The only thing is I'm not sure I like it against the craft paper, if you see what I mean. Right, let's just have a look. And I'm not sure I like it being the pink on the pink, so I'm thinking maybe use a different coloured piece. Right. Just having a look here, just kind of like taking it in and, you know, having a bit of a think. I've got this. This is just from my Junk Journal Basics kit. And again, it's just floating around on the desk. So, you know, why wouldn't you use it? If it's floating about, why wouldn't you put it in and use it? So I'm thinking we could just do like a belly band piece here. Now, what did I do with the other sheet from the... I mean, I'm quite liking this, other than the butterfly, which then, you know, looks a bit strange really with it. Let's just have a look. Oh, honestly, you should see the state of my desk. I'm embarrassed. I mean, I should be embarrassed. Well, I am embarrassed. I'm not meaning I should be as in I'm not. I am embarrassed, you know. It is appalling. So, yeah. I should be embarrassed and I am embarrassed. But right, I'm just taking this. Okay. Now, do we think this is too drab to have on here? Might be too drab, to be honest. What about if we were to use this piece? I mean, that's really nice, isn't it? Right, let me just cut this one down. I mean, it's so ridiculous, isn't it? And, you know, I'm sure you all know what I'm about to say. But, yeah, I'm trying to hoard this. Because I love that craft card, you know. I love the paper, so yep, I'm trying to hoard it. I mean, what is wrong with me? You just print more. It's really not necessary to try and hoard all these things, isn't it? But, gosh, I can't help it. I just can't help it. Something goes on and I find it then just really hard to use things. Oh, I've got some glue stuck on here. Hold on. Right. So, I mean, we could just have like a little pocket here. I was going to do a pocket this way, but I mean, to be honest, we don't have to always have them going that way. We could, you know, we could have it going, is it vertical? I get confused always between vertical and horizontal for some reason. Yeah, I mean, we could have it like that, and then could even have like then another one here. So you had then a, you know, that was a pocket, this pocket, and here.
Is this for me?
Yes, sweetie. They're from Nanny and Grandad. Oh, sorry about that. My daughter just found some Easter eggs in the cupboard and she didn't know they were there. They're from Nanny and Grandad and from my sister. So, yeah, she was at her dad's when they dropped them. So, yes, she was obviously thrilled to discover she had extra Easter eggs that she didn't know about. To be honest, she didn't actually get any from me this year, because I bought her some clothes ready for the summer, and, you know, kind of just said, well, she actually isn't a great lover of chocolate. She doesn't really like chocolate much. So just kind of said, you know, the Easter Bunny might not come this year, you know, kind of already bought you quite a lot of clothes for the summer and things like that. So, you know, and she was fine about that. So, right, now, do we like that? I know it's kind of like, you know, different having these sideways on, but I mean, actually, I quite like them. Now, I was going to do a little flap, wasn't I? And we still haven't done that. I kind of went off at a tangent. So let me just see. Right, let me just take this one. Oh, yeah, it's getting colder and colder, I've got to say. I'm literally freezing. I haven't got my little heater on because I keep trying not to obviously have it on too much. I mean, I know it's supposed to be, you know, a really economical one, but, you know, can't have it on all the time. But honestly, it's really cold. Kind of need it on. Right, let's just take this down. I know I've said this before, but, you know, our house is an old house, and I mean, it just gets so cold in here, and it just really struggles to warm up. So yeah, it's really chilly. You know, it's possibly not even that cold today. I haven't been out this morning because, again, my gym was closed, and obviously, you know, being school holidays, didn't have to do the school run. But yeah, it might not even be that cold outside, but it's certainly freezing in my house. So not great. Right, let's just put this up. I mean, I should have probably coffee dyed some of these bits, but anyway, it's fine. Okay. So yeah, we could have that like that. Then we've got like a couple of sideways on pockets, and then this is a flap. Maybe even have it down there. The only thing is, I don't want it looking like it's, you know, slanted, going off, you know, slanty. But yeah, I mean, that looks quite nice actually, I think. So let me just check how it looks when it's all kind of closed. Yeah, it's all working out quite well, isn't it? Okay, so yep, let's put this down here. So more of this ivory lace, which we'd obviously used, you know, over there, like I said. So, you know, just kind of tying in things a little bit, you know, but we are still kind of being quite eclectic in using, you know, a whole bunch of different things. So this one here, I'm just going to glue down like that. Okey-dokey. Oh, pulled in another tissue from loitering around somewhere on my desk. Okay. Honestly, one of these days, who knows, I might actually have a bit of a clear up of the desk, but oh, it's doubtful, let's be honest. Okay, right. Thing is, it just really does not take long for it to become a nightmare, like literally Everest, you know, Mount Everest just sat on my desk. I mean, it's not long since I filmed one of those X-Piles series, which I'm not sure whether that's been or not been as I'm filming this. But yeah, it's, there we go. It's not long since I filmed that, and oh my goodness, I need to do another one. So it's just out of control, literally out of control. Right, loving how that looks. It's really, really pretty. It's all about the layers today for some reason. I don't know why, but you know, just, yeah, really loving the using all the different layers. So love how that looks. Right, so this one we're going to have down here. Okay. Popped in like that. Okay, loving how that looks. Yep. And again, just, you know, squish that down like that. Right, that was that rosebud, which I never ended up using here, would you believe, after all that looking for it. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we could have it on here somewhere, which again then is going to just tie in, you know, one side to the other side, which is, you know, always good to do, isn't it? So let's just see if we might have some of this lace or something on there. Or maybe we'll have this lace right across the bottom. Or maybe we'll have it right across the bottom. Oh, it's been in the way of this now. Oh dear, didn't think that bit through, did I? Do you want any lace down the fold? Could do. I'm not sure that's the right lace, it's got to be said, but let me just check here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, prefer it like that. So again, just going to pop this down on here. Okie dokie. Okay, trim that off. Okay, oops. So yeah, I never know which way it's supposed to go, which way up. It's really tricky to tell. Right, okay. Yeah, loving how that looks. Now, I also found this postage stamp on the floor, actually, which, oh my goodness, how perfect colour is that? Looks great, doesn't it? So I'm just thinking, could I have this put anywhere? Maybe with another one. Maybe even just kind of, oops, maybe even just have them there. Wonder if I could just have a little piece coming off from them. Again, because we're all about the layers today, so I'm just, you know, pulling in any old bits that I think might work as a sort of extra layer. So just got this. Oh, honestly, so yeah, I mean, if you bought a folio, you know, like I say, I don't know whether they're sold out. They might all be sat there. They might never sell out. You know, they might never sell. But if you know, if they do, and if you did buy one, I really hope you're having a lovely time working with it. I mean, as I said in the previous video, what happened was when I looked through them, I actually then really loved them all and was like, oh my goodness, I want to keep them all now and just use them all myself. So obviously I didn't. Well, who's to say I didn't? Maybe I did. Maybe this video will never go up. But yeah, hopefully I didn't. So I just really hope that you are really loving playing in your folio. And yeah, I hope you're having a good time. You know, and let me know what you think. You know, do you think this is a nice item to stock? Do you know, do you like the idea of kind of buying just a folio shell? You know, just let me know what you think. I'm not sure that's the right bit. I do like the postage stamps, although I'm thinking they could do with a bit of an ink. Okay. Now, like I said also, and I must just reiterate this, all of the folios are different. Not only are they different papers, their chances are different folds and flaps and things, because, and I know I've said this before, I just really struggle to, you know, to make repeats. I struggle, you know, from a kind of boredom point of view, and I also struggle because I can't remember how I've made things. So, you know, the chances are your folio is not going to be the same as this. So I must just point that out. This is an idea, you know, or giving ideas that hopefully would just be generic things that you could use if you have purchased any of the folios. You could use hopefully any similar things to what we're doing here. You know, but it may be that yours looks very different, you know, to this one. And I just apologize. I just can't really make repeat items. So hopefully you're loving it if you've bought one, and, you know, hopefully you're kind of like having a lovely time. But yeah, I must just really point out that, you know, you are not going to definitely get, well, you're not going to get the same folio as this. Not in terms of papers and not in terms of, you know, style or anything like that. So, you know, just kind of do be aware that whatever we're doing, I mean, hopefully you could adapt with any of those folios. Or, you know, if you've made one of your own, you could hopefully adapt with your own. But yeah, I can't obviously, you know, emphasize enough really that it's not going to be the same as this, if you see what I mean. Right, okay, so that is how our centerpiece is looking. We've got the flap there, we've got a couple of pockets, oops, a couple of pockets in there, and you could even add more flaps here, you know, completely like never ending the things that you could do. I mean, this is now a big pocket. Got a pocket here, we've got tucks here, and a pocket at the top. You know, we've really added a lot of stuff to that. And then you've got this envelope, which we've done nothing with so far. So we'll just quickly put something on here, and then we'll obviously call it quits for today. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to necessarily come back and do more stuff in this folio. I will definitely come back and just give you some ideas for filling it and stuffing it. Whether or not I will come back and actually kind of like finish it like this side and the cover, I'm not sure, because obviously, and I know I've talked about this before, unfortunately YouTube's algorithm, you know, although I appreciate lots of you do really like to see the whole process, unfortunately lots of people don't, and you know, that's completely fine, and you know, completely get it. But what happens is, you know, your views really tail off and peter out, and then YouTube stops recommending your videos. So, you know, whether or not I can actually kind of like, you know, kind of put these on as a kind of series or not, I'm not sure. Because, like I say, I don't want to kind of like affect the algorithm and then it be like, well, just having a negative effect, really. And I know that I have talked about that before. So, you know, I can only really apologise, you know, for that. I mean, it's such a shame that you have to even kind of like factor things like that in, to be honest. But, you know, it is what it is. And obviously, you know, if you're not really getting any views, there's, you know, it becomes then, yeah, not much point, I suppose, kind of doing a project, you know, because it's not then being kind of like shown and things. So yeah, it's just one of those tricky kind of situations where just you've got to try and get a good balance, really. So yeah, so that being said, I think probably I won't do this section with you. I will probably do this in quiet time and then come back. Maybe we will do the cover together, but we will come back and we will stuff the pockets. So, you know, just doing some like ephemera ideas and kind of like pocket filler ideas. Just thought that might look better with a green one. So yeah, I'm thinking like that. Right, again, not quite sure how this is going to be, but I'm kind of thinking maybe even like have a couple of pockets like that. And I very rarely do things like that, it's got to be said. but I think that looks quite pretty. So right, let me just ink this up, because it's obviously looking quite bright compared to everything else for the minute. Okay. There we go. Right, let's just ink this. Oh, I think it's stopped raining now. I can see some people walking past. No umbrellas or anything. Well, either that or they're getting drenched. Who knows? They didn't look like they were getting drenched. I can't actually see the cars. I can only kind of see roofs. You know, so I can't see whether people have their wipers on or anything like that. But, yeah. Right, okay. So, something like that. And now, did I say this down here? Now, I'm kind of, for some reason, sort of putting that to the side. Maybe it would be better in the middle, I don't know. Or maybe I could have it like that, staggered. So that would be a pocket and that would be a pocket. That's quite nice, isn't it? And again, obviously want to have some lace down that side, or we could have that sari silk that we used on the other side. So I've still got it floating around on the desk. So I'm kind of thinking maybe like have this ruffled up on the edge, which would then just tie the two sides together quite nicely, wouldn't it? Yeah, what do we think? Or do we think we've gone too blue now? I feel like it's maybe too blue in the middle. Let's just see, I have still got that, oh, sticker sellotape stuff. I wonder if we could have some of this. Maybe on that edge. Oh no, because look, now that's kind of making that very narrow, which is weird, isn't it? Now I wonder whether I could manage to do this and have then the sari silk stuck with that. Like I did with the other one, but with the lace. Do it with the, you know, that sticker tape. Can't decide on this one. Or maybe I should just have a more central piece rather than mess about with all these small ones. Maybe I should have something kind of bigger on here. Okay, let's just try this. Okey-dokey. Right, there we go, and yeah. Oh, I might prefer this, yeah. I'm not brilliant at putting sort of multiple items on, it's got to be said. I mean, again, it's another one of those things that I see other people do and it sort of comes together like really, you know, really wonderfully. I try and do it and it's like, what? Not good at all. Let me just see how this would look. Yeah, I do prefer that. So, right, let's have this. Now, again, I'm thinking top loading pocket. So we've got a lot of top loading pockets in this, and that's another thing that I don't necessarily normally do. But that's fine. So, yeah, let's just ink this up. Okay, right, so let's just glue this down. Ooh, glue that down. Okay. Right. Mop that out. Okay. I have got this skinny lace trim. I love these kind of really skinny laces, to be honest. I mean, they're the type of thing that, you know, kind of you don't really tend to buy, you know, because they seem pointless, but actually they're really handy because you can just kind of like edge things off really nicely, you know, and obviously they don't really add any bulk or anything like that. So yeah, they're quite a nice kind of thing to have, I think. yeah, I'm thinking something like this. So just take that one down. Okay. Right. Did I use that rosebud in the end? I think I did, didn't I? Well, that's a shame, isn't it? I've no longer got that to use. Oh, do you know, I'm having a look at this now. I'm thinking, oh, I maybe needed some craft coloured something here instead of the pink. So, yeah, I think what I might do is pop this down. And do I want to try for that lace again? And then the sari silk like we did on the other side. Because that did look pretty, didn't it? Okay, right, let's hope for the best. You know, it was probably just luck that I managed to do it last time, so we just have to hope here. Right, okay. Now you can see my lace is overhanging. I mean, I quite like that, to be honest, so I'm just going to leave it overhanging at the top. I think that looks pretty. Okay, let's just get rid of this. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm going to wait with this for a minute. Let's take this section here. Oops. Okay. Right, so if we were to have that there with a little bit of that washi sticker stuff on there, and then this one going, yeah, I think that kind of looks better. The pink was, you know, kind of a brave choice, I think. So yeah, I think I prefer this. So let's just pop this one down here. Actually, I should have done this as belly band. I'm just going to try and wipe this line of glue off and keep it as a belly band instead. Only because I thought actually it would look really pretty with the, you know, something poking through. Oh, you know what? I'm going to struggle to do that, aren't I? Because I wanted to put that, you know, this washi tape stuff, sticker down, which was going to go beneath it, which of course then would prevent anything sticking. Okay. What if... Right, let me just put this sari silk on, and then hopefully it will all kind of like come together in my mind a little bit better. Because at the moment I'm kind of struggling to picture it all. Right, so yeah, we're going to have this down here. So a bit of glue. Right, bit tricky because yeah, we've got to kind of like squish it and hopefully keep that lace, you know, not disrupt the lace. So that one. Okay, and then yeah, a bit more. Oops. Okay. Right, like that. So then we just snip this out here on that edge, and yeah, I need to put another bit of glue up here, just a tiny bit, just to really make sure it's kind of glued down at that top. Okay, and then, yep, take this now. Oh, I didn't make a good job of it. Look, I've got not much of the lace showing, so that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But it looks okay, you can see a little bit. Do we like that or not bother? Oh, I don't know now. Maybe I won't bother. Or maybe we could put it there, and then when I get some more of the rosy trim, I might be able to just you know, put some trim in there, like in the corner. Oops, could do with putting my glasses on for this. Oh, come on. Right. So again, just going to kind of glue this down. Okay, right. So yeah, just pop that one there like that. Okay, right, let's mop that up. Oh my goodness, how pretty is this looking? Loving how it looks, really, really lovely. So just inking this little corner up a bit. Felt like it just missed a bit of ink there. Right, okay, now just quickly before I switch the video off, I just spotted this little red flower. Again, I have got these flowers on my website, but I don't think I've got them in this bright colour. They're kind of more pastel colours. Oops, come on. Oh. Oh my goodness, what do we think to that? Who needs the rosy trim, huh? Really looks pretty, doesn't it? So, right, let me just pop another glue stick in. Get rid of those postage stamps off of the desk. Right. Okay. So, pop some glue. Right. Layer one. So yeah, if you have purchased any of these flowers, you know, I always just take that cheap plastic piece out and then layer the petals up. I normally use hot glue, and I kind of like try and layer them so as they fill in the space, if you see what I mean. And then you can obviously put something, you know, pretty in the centers. You don't actually even have to bother. It looks, you know, looks super scrumptious without even anything in the center. But yeah, you could do obviously. So let me just see whether I've got anything that I could use for the center here. I mean, I've got that pearl. It's probably a little bit on the small side if I'm truthful, but let me just see whether I've got... I had yesterday a little bag of pearls here, and now I can't see them. What have I done with those? Here we go. Oh, right, okay, so yeah, just going to use one of these. Just because I think it really could do with perhaps a slightly bigger one. So yeah, just going to use that. Okay. Like that. Okay, looks super pretty, doesn't it? And then, you know, again, just like we did with the other one, whoops, the other side, you know, you could now just kind of like clip some bits on and things like that. So, yeah, I hope that you're liking it. Obviously, I haven't done anything with the underneath of the envelope. Again, I don't necessarily even think it needs it because it's, you know, it's quite busy anyway. But if you wanted to, you could obviously decorate that, you know, maybe tie in some of the bits of ephemera that you've been using elsewhere. You know, I'm not saying this, but just for example, you know, you could put something like that down there. You could put this, you know, you could tie in some of the papers that have been used on the base, you know, or some complementary paper, you know, some book page, something like that. If you wanted to put something over, just like a little bit of a collage, not even smothering the whole envelope, but just little tiny bits, just to kind of like get something on there. I mean, I've got here, for instance, some of these little labels. So I'm just going to ink this. And again, these are those label stamps that are in my shop as well. So just going to take one of these down. Okay. Like that. Okay, and then yeah, could kind of have something like that on there. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that, but you know, just anything really that, you know, is going to kind of busy it up. If you don't like it being plain, obviously this is quite a busy journal. I mean, it's a lot of things. It's quite a feast for the eyes, or maybe it's an eyesight. Maybe you all think it's a bit of an eyesight, but an eyesore, even an eyesore, not an eyesight. An eyesore. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks really pretty, but you know, you may be thinking, my goodness, that looks just awful. But you know, you could kind of just get some paper and just kind of you know, add a tiny little bit, like for example, you know, to the side. So let's just take this, for example, and just, yeah, tear that down. Let's tear this down. You know, almost like a little sort of clustery piece. And, you know, just have that on there. Then, you know, for me, that would need something maybe pink or red to kind of like tie in the rest of the colours, or maybe green or something, to just really tie in, like, you know, everything else that's kind of in the journal. But, you know, you may want to just do something like that on your envelope if you're feeling it needs something, you know. I mean, personally, I think it looks fine actually as it is. But if you felt like, you know, oh, well, actually, that's, you know, that's looking really boring, you could just kind of, you know, add something there. I'm just taking a little piece of the red lace, you know, just to kind of like build it up and show you the type of thing that I mean. So, you know, something like that, you know, and then maybe like a little rosebud, or, you know, just something very simple on there. I mean, probably need to take this down a bit more. Get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, it's just, in fact, just going to take that top bit off. There we go. So maybe more like that kind of size. You know, so you could do something like that if you were wanting to kind of bring it together a little bit more. Like I say, I mean, I don't even know if it needs that, you know, but just to kind of like give you a couple of ideas. You don't have to decorate the whole envelope is what I'm trying to say, and, you know, making a bit of a hash of saying it. But yeah, you could just kind of take one or two things and just pop that on there. You don't have to decorate the whole thing, you know, and that would probably be absolutely fine. So yeah, I hope you like how it's coming along. And yeah, like I say, I will probably do this section myself in quiet time. And then I may or may not do the cover with you guys, you know, so we'll kind of see how it's going. And then I will come back with some ideas as to just like stuffing your folio and, yeah, finishing it off basically. So I really hope that you like how it's coming along. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, you know, if you have been over to my website, and, you know, if you have or haven't bought one of these, you know, thank you for having a look on there anyway. So yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.